How's it going, guys? And last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers were able to defeat the New York Knicks 126 to 109. Knicks dropped to 6-4 and 2-3 at home. They got to find a way to defend MSG better than they have at the start of the season. Um, as you could see, the star of the game, Ricky Rubio, went 13 and 19 from the field, 8 and 9 from three, career high 37 points, and I believe he's in his 11th season. 10 assists. He was just looking like Steve Nash out there creating magic. And, there was really nothing the Knicks could do. A lot of those threes, he was defended very well, but he still was able to. A lot of them, he didn't even hit the rim. Like, a lot of them were just swishing right through. But what I wanted to talk about is Obi Toppin, right? So let's look at Obi Toppin off the bench. 11 minutes, 4 for 4 from the field, 3 for 3 from the charity stripe, 11 points, and actually had a team best +5. So, I mean, not anything out of this world, but he had a very productive 11 minutes. But the key is 11 minutes, right? So it's not even a quarter of action. So again, I'm just wondering, should Obi Toppin get more minutes? If we look at his stats this year, you could see um, really hasn't gotten many more minutes per game. He's averaging 3.8 more minutes per game. As you can see, his field goal percentage is up quite a bit. He has not been hitting the three ball. That has been his bugaboo definitely this season. But he's making 81.3% of his 2-point shots, 7.4 points per game. So he's averaging 3 more points per game. As you can see, the blocks are way up from last season. So, I mean, he still does have work to do on defense, but he's at least showing, an attempt to improve at that end of the floor. If we even look at his player efficiency rating, it's gone up 6.8 from last season. So, in the beginning of the year, the first couple games, he did get to see more minutes, see 28 minutes, 23 seconds, 23 minutes, 21 seconds, the first two games. That was when the Knicks were missing um, both Taj Gibson and Nerlens Noel. Once Taj Gibson came back, his minutes started to decline rapidly, and now Nerlens Noel is back. So in the 8 games since the first two, his most minutes in a game is just 14 minutes and 43 seconds. So it's going to be hard for him to produce when he's getting such little time. I mean, he got off to a great start yesterday. I believe he came in with like 1 minute left in the first quarter, and then they took him out already with 8, 9 minutes left in the second quarter. So it was like a 4 or 5 minute stint. And in the fourth quarter, the Knicks were making their run to come back, cut a 14-point lead to 6. Toppin was a part of that. They went to commercial break. When they came back, Mike Breen was like, one of the hardest things for a coach to do is to decide when a bench is playing well, if he should put back in his starters. And Julius Randle was back in the game with, I believe, RJ Barrett. Toppin was done for the night. Cavs hit a couple threes, well, actually more than a couple, and Knicks really had no chance to come back. So why isn't he playing more? Well, for one thing, the Knicks Tom Thibodeau refuses to play Julius Randle and Obi Toppin together. They did see some minutes together the first 2 games, but since then it has maybe occurred for a minute or two. It's going to be Mitchell Robinson and Nerlens Noel manning the center for all 48 minutes. And if we look at Julius Randle, his minutes really haven't declined this season. He led the league with 37.6 last year. He's down barely to 36.8. Just hasn't been quite as productive last year as the previous season, scoring the ball because his 3-point percentage is down quite a bit. And that had to be a little bit expected because his 41.1% last year was easily a career high. The 33.9% is right around his career mark of 34.2. So what do you guys think? Why should Obi Toppin be getting more minutes? Will he ever be able to reach his full potential on a Knicks team featuring Julius Randle also banning the power forward position. If we even look at his plus minuses, and plus minus is not a perfect stat, wouldn't be fair. Like if Kevin Durant's playing with four Brian Scalabrine, sorry Brian Scalabrine, and Obi Toppin is playing with four Kevin Durant's, obviously Toppin has the advantage. But if we look, it's not like he's hurting the team on the court. I mean, the plus minus is showing us that in 8 of 10 games, the Knicks have outscored their opponent when he is on the court. He's actually a plus 33 on the season, and the Knicks have outscored their opponents by 19 points on the season, meaning they're a minus 14 when he's on the bench. So what do we think? Should Obi Toppin start receiving more minutes? He's been he's had his productive moments this season. He's had Madison Square Garden chanting his name. He just hasn't had an opportunity to put up big numbers when he's getting such little minutes as this. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit the bell for future notifications. I'm out.